Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here. Today we're talking about dropping the back shoulder and how not to drop the back shoulder. This might be my number one thing that I get questions for. Matt, I popped out 2 times today. I hit a fly ball. How do I stop dropping my back shoulder? Okay? We've talked about it before. You go watch a baseball game. Anytime the ball is hit up in the air, somebody yells, stop dropping your back shoulder, right? Somebody yells it. You go to any practice, practice is the worst. Anytime the ball's hit up, hey, stay on top of that ball. Stop dropping your back shoulder. So let's get into, I'm kind of tricking you guys a little bit today because the reason the ball goes up is usually not because my back shoulder dropped too much, okay? So let's talk about the back shoulder and how when you think that back shoulder is dropping, why it could be something else, and then we'll talk about how to fix that, okay? So let's start off with this. My rear shoulder, my back shoulder is always going to be below my front shoulder when I launch or during my swing, okay? So when I launch and I say go and this thing starts to turn, this shoulder is always going to be below this shoulder, okay? It has to be for me to be on plane with the pitch, okay? If this shoulder stays up and I swing like this, well, you can see how that's a poor swing. It's an arm swing, bad direction, down on the ball, right up. Look, I'm trying to, you see a lot of players do that. They try to fight this shoulder up because they're always told, don't drop your back shoulder. So their swing gets really disconnected. That's not a good swing, right? It doesn't take someone to watch a lot of baseball to know that's not a good swing. My body, this shoulder, for me to stay connected, I have to let my rear shoulder work under, okay? My path is going to be in line with my shoulders typically. So yeah, if the ball is a little bit higher, you'll see guys when they go to turn, this shoulder will stay up a little bit more. And when the ball gets down low, and especially gets away, as they start to turn, you'll see them stay on the ball, and the shoulder will really be low. And it has to be, right, to get to those balls. So don't get confused with dropping their back shoulder. Do me a favor. I talk about this a lot, and players and coaches, a lot of coaches don't believe me. They say that that's not true. The back shoulder does not look like that. Just go and watch. Just go put on your favorite player. Go on the YouTube. Go to our channel and go to slow motion swings and just watch the shoulders and how the shoulders work. Or go on Google and just type in your favorite player and look at what they look like in contact. Everybody's rear shoulder is going to be below their lead shoulder. Okay? So that's the first thing. Don't get so consumed with the whole dropping of the back shoulder. Okay? Now, the second thing I'll say is, just because the ball goes up doesn't mean that that your shoulder or your bat is getting underneath the ball like this. Because there's a lot of players that try to keep their shoulder up and they swing really down at the ball because of it, and they hit the bottom part of the ball, and because they're so steep to the ball, right, they're coming downhill so hard that when they hit that bottom of the ball goes straight up in the air. All right? So it's where you hit the ball. If you hit the bottom of the ball's going to go up, right? Hit the bottom ball goes up. Hit top ball goes down. All right? So if I'm swinging like this all the time, I'm going to smash the ball into the ground if I hit the top of the ball. But I'm going to hit the bottom of the ball a lot because I'm coming so steep down to it, and the ball's going to go right up to the air. Right up in the air. So if you're a righty and you hit a ton of pop-ups to second base, you're probably down on the ball too much. So yelling at a player when he pops up to second base or he pops up to foul ground right here to the first baseman, that's almost always because of a path that's way too steep, way too much down to the ball. Yelling at that guy to stop dropping his back shoulder is not going to do anything. It's going to make the problem worse. All right? I've been there before when I was younger. Right? My swing one year was too steep. Everyone yelled at me that I was dropping my back shoulder. Okay, try to keep my back shoulder up higher. Swing down some more, hit more pop-ups. You're dropping your back shoulder. Okay, keep that shoulder up, swing down. Hit more pop-ups. Then they start yelling at you that you're uncoachable. God, this guy won't listen. You're dropping your back shoulder. Stop doing it. I'm trying. Right? Like, everyone's been there before if you play baseball. So, for me, dropping the back shoulder where people get confused, other than all that stuff, is there are players that will lose their barrels sometimes, right? So the barrel, if you've got a player, right, that barrel is just really works away from the body and they lose the barrel. It's kind of like an arm swing and the barrel gets here and it does get below the ball and the ball, you're always under the ball, right? Fouling balls back, you swing and miss a ton and you do hit fly balls because you lose your barrel. That's not a back shoulder thing. That's being disconnected and just losing your barrel. Now it can happen a bunch of different ways. The ways that I've seen it, for one, is player never gets into good posture. So they're always up here. They're always like this. They never hinge their hips back, they never get in their back leg, and they never get into good posture to launch the bat. If I watch tons of major league players, if you just look at them, look at their spine angle. They're always over the plate here. They're very rarely here. They may start here, but then they get there. So if you're here and you're in really bad posture, and the ball's there, and I'm up here, well, I end up losing the barrel. A lot of players that are in bad posture, then they work up, throw out their swing even more, the barrel goes this way, and they're going this way. Yeah, I'm going to get under the ball a ton. It's not dropping my back shoulder. That's just having just losing the barrel, right? My swing gets disconnected, okay? But watch this. So instead of this, if I get into good posture, and now I launch the bat, everything stays connected. Watch my shoulder. All of a sudden, my shoulder's working under way more. But guess what? The barrel's not doing this anymore. It's just staying connected much better, right? So that's a posture thing. Get in good posture. The other thing is that I see is players that don't pull back the right way. So players that just kind of here, and this elbow's always kind of down to the ground. They don't want to get pulled back and into a good position to launch here. They'll end up losing the barrel. They never get pulled back. This gets out front, and the barrel kind of gets dragged back here a little bit, right? They'll almost lead with this elbow too much because it doesn't get pulled back in the right spot. So it's like, go. And everything gets here, and the barrel ends up getting dragged, and it just gets under the ball back here. Right? Again, it's not a back shoulder problem. They're just losing their barrel. So to fix that, you got to get them to pull back better. I've got to pull back here so that when I launch, everything stays connected. My elbow doesn't get way out here and lead. My barrel stays tighter, gets in the zone quicker, but it's on path, but it's staying up more. It's not doing this, okay? Then you get some players now that are trying to, they see everyone talking about getting on path with the ball, swinging slightly up, and they think it's an arms thing. They just let the swing up. I've got to stay connected. I got to use my body. We've just made a video on that. Go back and check that out also. So there's no easy answer to this, right? Everyone thinks like, oh, it's quick. I'll type it into YouTube and boom, stop dropping my back shoulder. We just talked for a while about a bunch of different things, right? It's not a super easy fix, but if you start to learn the swing, start to watch a ton of swings, and understand that the rear shoulder's got to work under. It can't not work under, right? So I've got to be able to do that. It's more of a barrel thing. I can lose my barrel sometimes. And why is that? Well, bad posture, no pullback, a couple different things, all right? But when you start piecing it all together, I think you'll really get an understanding for why some of this stuff's happening, and also why there's so much confusion. Back shoulder is one of the big issues, one of the big problems. Everyone's still stuck on this whole back shoulder thing. So keep watching swings, go online, type in your favorite player, look at what they look like at contact, and then hopefully it all starts making more sense, okay? So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with all your friends. Give it a thumbs up. Might have already said that. Description box below, we've got a deal going on with Plate Crate. Click on the link, type in Antonelli, get 50% off your first Plate Crate, okay? So do that. Also, in the description box below, we've got a link to our Patreon page where you can help support the channel. We'd really appreciate that. And we got a bunch of other stuff also, so check all that out. And that's all I got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.